Here we go. Another amazing Tuesday testimonial. I think this is probably my most favorite day of the week. I have a special guest who's going to share her story today. My name is Dale ECUYER, and I'm really passionate about helping people find holistic solutions for mental wellness instead of the Band-Aid approach that Krista is going to talk about. And Krista, thank you so much for being with me. Can you give us an idea of kind of what you mean by the Band-Aid approach and what you were doing prior to, trying this gut brain axis system?
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been on my own mental health journey for a number of years, since like 2001. And I have a mood disorder. So I've been on mood stabilizers for bipolar since 2001. About 17 months ago, I was feeling really, really burnt out. I have a young son, he's 3, and I had low energy. I was still feeling anxious, and I just feel like I wasn't present with him. And I just couldn't
Mhm.
put my finger on what was going on. And the last thing I wanted to do was add another pharmaceutical because I was already taking 2. And I came across the science of the gut brain axis from a friend, and I was really intrigued about this sort of root cause solution and really and the connection with our gut health and our mental health. So I was really intrigued by this whole second brain in our gut. I was like, "Oh, this is very interesting, like something that I could, try that was holistic." I learned more about the gut brain axis and how it can help with mental health. I was ready to try anything because like I said, I didn't want to try another pharmaceutical and
Mhm.
those already have side effects. I took a chance and I wanted to try the holistic supplements, and like literally in the first like few days, my brain fog lifted. I had like such like cloudy thinking. Like I just like couldn't operate until my first cup of coffee. Yeah. So like I started on them. I noticed improvements in my anxiety, improvements in my energy levels. I really felt like I was getting back to how I was supposed to be feeling. And the benefits continued over time. Like I said, my anxiety started to go away. After like a month, I wasn't feeling any depression, and 2 months in, my psychiatrist was even able to lower my medications. So my
Mhm.
main medication now is 50% lower than it was before. I still have to take the pharmaceuticals for the bipolar, but everything else, like the anxiety, the brain fog, all of that, has the holistic supplements have really, really been helping me. Yeah, that's kind of
Mhm.
like what I started 17 months ago, and I haven't stopped taking them. They've been so incredible.
That's amazing. So when you were first introduced to it, were you kind of like once you read the science or you looked at the video, were you just kind of like, wow, this makes sense? Like this is something I've never really thought about or knew about? Or was it something, yeah. So what was your reaction? Did you watch a video or did you see some stories in one of our groups? Like how
Yeah, I saw some people's testimonials. That was
okay.
really impressive, like, to learn just, like, all different people with different experiences and how addressing the root cause had really helped their situation. So I read some testimonials. This whole second brain was new to me, and then when I learned that, like, 90% of our feel-good neurotransmitters are actually made in our gut, like, the light bulb went on. Like,
Oh,
I gotta be taking care of my
yeah.
gut. Like, this is where it's all happening, not in the brain. Like, it's just like it was like a light bulb moment. And so I was just so intrigued. And I was so impressed by the company that they offer a 12-month money back guarantee that I was like, I have nothing to lose and everything to gain by trying this. I had tried holistic in the past, and I tried going off my medicine completely, and it was a total disaster. And I would never do that again. I mean, one day I imagine being on even lower doses of medication, but my
Mhm.
psychiatrist is very cautious with those things.
Yeah, you definitely have to be cautious when weaning off a medication. But yeah, I mean, it really is fascinating. It's fairly new science. We are seeing unbelievable results. If you want to see more and hear more stories and see more stories, invite you in to see hundreds, literally more than hundreds, thousands, literally thousands of
Mhm.
stories of people that have like regained their mental wellness, which is incredible. This is what it's all about, right? And I love what you were talking about your son, because to me, family is the most important. And if the mom isn't feeling well, that trickles down. She's snapping at her kids and whatnot. And things that normally would have bothered you, little things that your son does now, it just kind of rolls off your shoulder. So that is
Yes.
like gold, right?
Yeah. That is definitely something that the pharmaceuticals cannot offer is that whole stress resilience. I mean, our stress hormone cortisol, like the products work on cortisol levels and modulating
Mhm.
them so that we do have higher stress resilience. So I mean, that is worth gold. Like you can't
Yeah.
get that pharmaceutical.
Yeah, that is huge. And I noticed that myself with my stress resilience. Like when I'm under stress, like I just kind of am able to kind of look with clarity, like you said, the clarity, right? The focus, and just be able to be like, okay, I can deal with this. I'm calm. I'll deal with it as best I can. And with my daughter, also, she had phenomenal results with depression and anxiety, and she was having panic attacks. And all of those things are gone, which is amazing, which is why I do what I do. But Krista, thank you so much for sharing your story. I know that this will bring hope to other people. And like you said, like, why not try it, right? You have nothing to
Yeah.
lose. We have a 12-month money back guarantee, which is crazy. I never even heard of a company doing that. But
No.
yeah, but that's how much we stand behind our products. So, any last words, Krista? I so appreciate you sharing your story and being vulnerable. And I mean, we have to start talking about it, right? I think we
Yeah.
can't shove it under the rug anymore. We can't pretend that it doesn't exist. I mean, everyone is struggling in some way, you know what I mean? And it gets worse if you don't address it. And if you don't get to the root cause, then you're on that medication roller coaster ride.
Of course. Yeah. No, I mean, this is just one of those things, like, if you had diabetes or if you had high blood pressure or whatever, you would address it and take care of it, and, just because you have a mental health struggle, whether that's anxiety or whatever, it's not a weakness. It's something that is treatable, and there's holistic options. You don't need to start off with a pharmaceutical.
Right. Right. And if you can try the holistic as a first line, that's always best. You know what I mean? If because then you don't have the issue of trying to wean off, which can be, not easy. I've heard that from many people. Like it's not easy to wean off the medications, and just so many side effects. So all
Mhm.
right. Well, awesome. Thank you again. I so appreciate you sharing your story. And I will see you next Tuesday for another Tuesday testimonial. I love sharing these stories. They just give people hope, right?
Yes.
Really.